Thank you for your bright and earliness. Or should I say, yes, your bright and earliness. Thank you for coming out once again to the Genesis Recast Conference. You actually came back this morning. That's good. At least that's somewhat of a sign for John that, at least a few people. Again, I would like to thank the chapel and the Renovation Institute for all of their participation, cooperation, and effort on behalf of the conference. We really do appreciate all that they did to make this possible. I want to make that public, how much we appreciate that. Again, for those of you who were not here last night, my name is Jim Walton. I am the founder and president of the Third Choice, using the internet to engage people in dialogue about spiritual matters. 2.5 people around the globe. Did I say 2.5 million? 2.5 billion, thank you. 2.5 billion people around the globe use the internet. And so that's why I'm on the internet. You know that people now use the internet for just about all of their information. If you want to know something, whether it's medical questions, common questions, whether social media or spiritual matters, we Google it. We go to Wikipedia. We might go to some of the internet forums like Reddit, reddit.com, ask.com, Yahoo Answers. That's where we go for our information now. And so people use the internet. That's why the Third Choice is on the internet. That's where the conversations are happening. And feel free to come to my website for honest dialogue and answers you can trust. In case you missed last night or need a reminder, Dr. John Walton's take on Genesis 1 is that it is an account of functional origins, not an account of material origins. It is about God bringing order out of chaos and assigning roles and functions to what exists. As such, therefore, and this is important to hear, in case you weren't here last night, as such, therefore, it makes no claims about theistic evolution, progressive creationism, six-day creation, era creation, young earth, old earth, or evolution. Am I representing you properly? Thank you. I got 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. It makes no claims about those areas. The text is about how God ordered the cosmos to work the way it works, everything having its role to play. Obviously, according to the Bible, God did create the material world as well. We know that from other texts, but that's not what Genesis 1 is about. Genesis 1 is a temple text. Genesis 1 is a temple text teaching us that the cosmos is to function as sacred space, marked by God's presence, and the earth is the place where God can engage and form a relationship with the people that he created and loves. So any decisions that people make about science or creationism or evolution have to come from other texts, other disciplines, or one's own reasoning about things. But it doesn't come from Genesis 1. That's the position Dr. Walton takes, and it changes the entire conversation. As someone said to me this morning, it really is a new paradigm. May I say this? I think we all know this, but I'll say it anyway. It's our quest for truth that creates the problems. And that's a good thing. Our quest for truth should be sincere and it should be constant. Because we really do want to know what the truth really is. And it really does matter to us. And that's what creates all the debates. That's what creates all the dialogues, because we are in this endless search for truth. If we didn't care, we wouldn't bother. But we do care. We care about the truth. On the one hand, we know that truth is very specific. There are an infinite number of numbers, but 2 plus 2 equals only one of them, 4. Any of you who are a musician knows that there's a note on the page, and that note on the page is very specific. It corresponds to a tone on the instrument. We all understand this. Truth is very specific. We can all theorize all we want about who shot JFK, what happened to Jimmy Hoffa's body, why Sky Jitani shaves his head. Is professional wrestling fixed? And what happened to that Malaysian plane that went down maybe somewhere, sometime? Lots of theories. But once we know the truth, there's only one answer. Now we know what happened. And so truth is specific by definition. On the other hand, we also understand at the same time that the truth is supposed to set us free, not box us in a corner. Once we know the truth, it's supposed to take the roof off and allow us to ponder and see higher and deeper and wider. Now, the Hubble telescope is an excellent example of that. Once they got that mirror adjusted on the Hubble when it was first sent into space, oh my. Now, did that open new worlds or what? And we have all enjoyed and been awed at what the Hubble has taught us about the universe. The roof is off. The door is open, and now we can understand so much more. The truth is enlightening, not constricting. See, because now we get it, and there are whole new worlds to explore. What John said last night can take us away from our typical arguments and open a new door of dialogue. Whether or not you agree, we can talk about it. Let's think about it. Let's discuss it in our quest for the truth. It's like a video game. Some of you play video games. Sometimes there's a small key that you have to find before you get to go to the next level. Grr, so frustrating. There's a specific key. We know what it looks like. It's in a specific place. It is well hidden. And that's what we need. And so we search for the key. And you may look for hours, depending on your skill level. You may look for days, weeks, months, or years. But once you find it, now you can go open the door that takes you to the next level and opens up the possibility of all the other levels above that. That's what truth is supposed to be like. The problem is that for too many of us, truth is exactly the opposite. Once we're convinced we have the truth, we stand in a protective corner and our world becomes very small. We pull out our intellectual weapons and we guard the truth. And we spend our lives in a little corner protecting the truth, and we treat any inquiries or challenges to it as enemies to be attacked. Truth should never make our world smaller. Truth is enlightening. It's freeing. Haven't you had the experience, and I bet you all have, where you're upset about something or concerned about something, and then you find out the truth about it, and it helps. Now I know. Thank you very much. You may not like the answer, but now I know. Thank you very much. Now I can deal with it. Now I can go on. Now I can go forward because I know what the truth is. See, that's what truth is supposed to do for us. It's supposed to set us free. It allows me to move forward. Not too long ago, I had a conversation with a skeptic who was criticizing my Christianity. And this is what he said, quote, "Are you sitting down? Christianity is the religion of closed minds. Christians are ignorant by definition. Because once you're confident you have the answer, you stop thinking and you stop investigating. Because you think you've cornered the truth, there is no longer a possibility of any intellectual growth." Unquote. Wow. We had a good conversation. Someone else said to me, and I quote again, "To be a Christian is to be intellectually dishonest and steeped in willful ignorance and gullibility." Wow. Here's what I say. Truth and falsehood are both roads. Falsehood may lead to many more places where the options are limitless. 2 + 2 = 5. 2 + 2 = 6. 2 + 2 = 7. There's no limit to the number of wrong answers, but they're wrong and they take us to false places. But I say that the truth is also a path, and it leads us to other truths. Truth is not a wall that stops us, but a door that opens to other places to discover more truths. And there's no boundary to where the truth can take us. Scientists are discovering that the inside is bigger than the outside. The more they find out about particle science, the more complex it is. The deeper they go into the universe, the more complex it is. The deeper they go into cell construction and cell anatomy, what I studied in cell anatomy when I was in high school is, I was going to say worlds apart, but it's universes apart from what they know about the cell now. The cell just keeps getting bigger and bigger the more they study it. See, that's what the truth does. There is no boundary to where the truth can take us. So no matter who you are, whether you're a believer or a skeptic or a Muslim or a Hindu or a professor or a student, truth is neither a weapon that we use to attack other people, nor is it a small key that we use to close our minds. Any scientist or theologian will tell you, truth is a door to discovery and dialogue that takes us deeper. And if truth leads you to fear, flight, or fight instead of freedom, then truth for you has become a prison, not a pathway. Today, we are really going to challenge you. We are really going to challenge you. You just don't even know what's in store for you coming from this platform. I hope you're ready. For you Christians out there, I have a challenge for you. Do your interpretations of Scripture motivate you to be closed-minded, or do they set you free? For you atheists and skeptics who are here, have your experiences with the Bible and your stereotypes of Christians and Christianity caused you to stop really thinking about what Christians are really saying? That comes from my conversations with atheists and skeptics, because a lot of them they have their mind made up about what Christianity is all about, and it's distorted. For all of you out there, can new information and informed dialogue influence you to consider thinking differently? If you were here last night, you're being challenged to consider thinking differently. I hope you're in your seat for today. Lastly, it helps us to realize that the Bible study and science are live disciplines. New things are being learned and discovered all the time. It doesn't change truth, but it changes our understandings without compromising our integrity. So a question to consider is this: what can I take away from today that increases my knowledge of the truth? That's what we're all seeking. What's the truth about it? That's what we're heading for.